Make It Plain, YouTube.com/Make It Plain. She is the candidate for lieutenant governor in this very important upcoming race in New Jersey. She is Sheila Oliver, uh, Speaker and Speaker of the Assembly too, I believe. Speaker, am I right? You Speaker, correct, Ms. Oliver? I'm right about that.
I am the Speaker Emerita. I served from Speaker from 2010 to 2014, first African American.
That's right. You sure were.
In New Jersey.
Well, first of all, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing very well, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure to have you. How's the campaign going?
Excellent. We are traveling the length and breadth of New Jersey, and we are communicating with our voters the direction we want to take the state of New Jersey. So Ambassador Phil Murphy and I are running a very vigorous campaign.
So it's looking pretty good in terms of winning this race, isn't it?
Well, I will tell you something. After what we all woke up to on that infamous night in November 2016, we are taking nothing for granted.
Yeah.
We are not being complacent. Yeah. We are going after every vote.
What interested you in accepting his offer? What inspired you to accept his offer to be on the ticket and run as lieutenant governor?
I've been involved in government in New Jersey and in civic leadership really over 40 some odd years. And I've worked at the municipal level, the county level. I've served as a county freeholder. I serve as an administrator in county government. And I've been in the legislature for 13 and a half years. So I know a little something about government in New Jersey. We have 566 municipalities. We are the most culturally and ethnically diverse state in the United States. And I think that I've got intimate knowledge that can be useful to a Governor Murphy when he assumes office.
What are some of the, as you campaign and meet with constituents, what are some of the major issues people are concerned about in New Jersey these days leading up to this election?
Number one is creating a stronger and fairer economy that works for all families in New Jersey. You know, we are challenged with being in one of the highest cost of living regions in the state. I often say we're a valley of humility between the two egotistical giants, New York and Philadelphia. And as a result of that, you know, we've got infrastructure challenges, transit challenges, affordable housing challenges, and addressing the issue of the minimum wage. We had to do a constitutional referendum in order to elevate our minimum wage in New Jersey, but it's not enough. So Ambassador Murphy and I are committed to moving New Jersey towards a $15 an hour minimum wage to further stabilize the ability for families to live in our state.
866-99 series, 866-997-4748. Sheila Oliver with us, folks, the candidate for lieutenant governor in the state of New Jersey. Now, are we approaching the deadline to be registered in time to vote?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And there is a date certain in October. It's around the 12th, 13th that people must register. And I must emphasize that in New Jersey, we have vote by mail. And voters can obtain a vote by mail application. They can complete it, submit it to their county clerk, who will provide them with a ballot, and they can drop it in a mailbox.
Folks, that's good to know. And you said the 13th of October is the deadline, right? Okay, very good. Now, let me ask you this, Speaker Oliver. Once elected, if you have any disagreements with political opponents, will you shut down the George Washington Bridge?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you something that I unequivocally communicate on the campaign trail. There will be no name calling. There will be no unstatesmanship type of behavior that we saw come out of the Christie Godano administration it's been an embarrassment to many of us in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, a Navy SEAL who served this country, risking his life, being told to shut up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
We're tired of that in New Jersey, and New Jerseyans are tired of it as well. It is time to move New Jersey to a different place, and you will never, ever, ever experience what the citizens of our state and the nation, quite frankly, experienced out of New Jersey.
You know, I would hope so. You know, come to think of it, and now that we're talking about this, you almost have to wonder whether some of Christie's behavior enabled Donald Trump's, because Christie kind of started this thing of shouting and being disrespectful and just saying crazy things to attract a certain base that is not diverse at all, as we both know. But he kind of was a pioneer in that kind of bombastic persona, wasn't he?
I believe he was. We never saw anything out of a governor in New Jersey like that before.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. You know that the infamous governor up in New Hampshire, LePage,
yeah,
who said that the black men impregnated women in that state, he endorsed that man for his reelection as governor. But he set a low bar in our state. And perhaps, you know, I often remember when we were working to implement marriage equality in New Jersey, and you know, he was vehemently opposed to it, and he went on record saying that it needed to go on a referendum. Let the voters decide should people have marriage equality and equal rights under the law. And he said to me one time, which is on the record, I'm certain that the civil rights leaders would have preferred to have civil rights on the ballot for a referendum as opposed to being beaten with dogs and having hoses pointed at them. That was the type of mentality we had coming out of the executive branch of New Jersey government.
Yeah. And my condolences, my deepest condolences on that. You have to wonder how that even came to be. But be that as it may, we're moving forward and moving well beyond that. We also know the importance of this race. Speaker Sheila Oliver with us, folks, Lieutenant Governor candidate for New Jersey. We also know the importance of this race. The last time Democrats won the governorship in Virginia, New Jersey in the same year was in 2005. And then the next year, Democrats won the House. So the belief is if we win Virginia, New Jersey in 2017 and 2018, Democrats will win the House.
We understand the significance of this election. New Jersey and Virginia, most certainly. This is an opportunity for Democrats to change the trajectory in our U.S. Congress, and it starts right here in New Jersey.
It most certainly does. Let's talk about public transit for a moment. You mentioned that was one of the issues in New Jersey. I can't imagine that you and Phil Murphy don't have a pretty tight infrastructure plan.
We do have some plans, and one of the first things that has to be done, we have to reform the New Jersey Transit, which everyone heard about this summer. I think Governor Cuomo characterized this summer as the summer of hell. New Jersey Transit under the Christie administration was significantly underfunded. The resources of that agencies were used in a way they should not have been, and it was to the detriment of our commuters. During Hurricane Sandy, our trains were not elevated to higher land. We lost millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of commuter vehicles. We have growing communities along the Hudson River in New Jersey, and we're examining things like expansion of ferry service to get those residents over into their jobs in the city. We have something called the Transportation Trust Fund, which the legislature just replenished, and we are doing a lot of road infrastructure work in New Jersey. But that is number one. We are at the center of one of the richest economic focuses of the nation. We sit right outside the doors of New York City. Our New Jersey Turnpike is a corridor for the transport of goods and services. We have one of the busiest ports in the United States. We just raised the Bayonne Bridge, which will enable some of the 21st century barges to come into the greater Newark Bay. Transit and transportation systems are key to our economic growth in New Jersey.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, kind of being in between, I like the term you use. You said the two.
The valley of humility between the two egotistical giants.
Can I borrow that? I like that.
You can borrow that, Mark.
That's pretty funny. You would be the first African American female lieutenant governor of New Jersey.
I would. I certainly would. And, you know, for many of the people who have supported me for decades, they're very excited because I made history in New Jersey as the first African American speaker. Only 2 Black women have served as leaders of legislative houses in this country, the other person being Congresswoman Karen Bass. But Karen Bass and I were speakers at the same time, and I lovingly say she had Schwarzenegger as her governor, and I had Chris Christie.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Isn't that something? Well, folks, this race is taking off. If you know people in New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, listening around the country, friends, family, what have you, remind them October 13th is a deadline to be registered to vote. As the speaker has said to us, the speaker emeritus, you can vote by mail in New Jersey.
Yes.
Very, very important. And, you know, one of the things Reverend Jackson and I have been talking about lately, and I know he's been doing some work in New Jersey this week in terms of trying to get voters mobilized, that college students should vote where you're going to college. And so some of you who are in college students can register to vote in New Jersey, right?
Absolutely.
So that's important to do, but be sure that's done by October 13th. Tell everyone you know. If you all, and we know people, look, I think it speaks for itself, Madam Speaker, that Chris Christie didn't make a dent in the Republican presidential nomination race. So he is probably as loathed, he's certainly as loathed around the country as he is in New Jersey these days. So the real issue is, if you don't want that to continue, that type of running of the state in the person of Kim Guadagno, you got to vote Murphy Oliver, folks. That's pretty much in a nutshell, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the Lieutenant Governor Guadagno has stood silently at the side of Chris Christie as his enabler for 8 years, never uttering a word about all of the repressive policies, the defunding of Planned Parenthood. We've had the closure of 5 or 6 women's health centers as a result of that. Tax relief programs for senior citizens in New Jersey have been sliced in half. You cannot be an enabler for 8 years, wreaking havoc on the lives and the quality of life of people in our state, and now seek the governorship of the state.
You're absolutely right. Sheila Oliver, folks, on the ballot, running mate Phil Murphy. She's running for Lieutenant Governor. Phil Murphy for governor in New Jersey, October 13th. The deadline to be registered to vote in New Jersey. Tell everyone. Madam Speaker, good luck to you. Pleasure to meet you. We look forward to your victory. But you're right. We can't take it for granted.
Thank you.
I wonder, too, let me ask you this, because we're seeing all this national coverage of fake ads on Facebook and trolling and bots. I wonder if that, do we have any concern or evidence that might be going on at the state level? I hope not, but Are you looking into that?
We hope not, but I will tell you, we have experienced through the years in New Jersey from our opposition party tactics to suppress the vote in our state. We have seen people roam through communities of color with vests with voter squad printed on the back as an intimidation tactic. I pointed out to you that we are the most culturally and ethnically diverse population in the country. We have immigrants from all over the world who live in our communities, and we have to keep an eye on whether or not there will be voter intimidation tactics right here in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, folks, and I'm glad to hear your position on that. Murphy4NJ.com. That's the number 4, Murphy4NJ.com to find out more. Speaker Emeritus Sheila Oliver on the ticket as Lieutenant Governor. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to talk to you. Let's talk again before Election Day and let us know in between anything we can do to be supportive, okay?
We shall. Thanks so much.
I am officially endorsing this ticket, if you all can't tell that already. Let me just make that, I'll put that on the record. Every soul to the polls, okay?
And we're much appreciative. Thank you so much, Mark.
All right, take care now. Talk soon.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Sheila Oliver, ladies and gentlemen. 866-99-SIRIUS. Let's take a quick break. We will come right. Can we take a break? Want to take a break? Take a break? You're not really, are you still here? You don't really care? Okay. She's checked out. All right. I'll do it then. We'll take a break. Don't go away. Sirius XM Progress 127 Resistance Radio. Get woke, get ready for impeachment. This is MIP.
Woke.